Good morning. Yeah, sort of. Myrlandah here. Yeah, I don't know. I was debating doing speed running stuff today, like second New Game Plus part of Endwalker, but I don't think I have it in me to do 4 hours of trying to just burn through that stuff. It's been a long week, so I am here. I will do random stuff. I don't know. I have some grindy stuff to do. Sort of. So, I can do like some merchant tale and other things. We'll see. Maybe I'll try a couple little speedrunny things. Like, I'll run through my Stormblood all trials. Just to keep myself going and whatnot. Probably do that a little bit later. Oh. Yeah. Alright. Nice, peaceful, relaxing music. Flow is a good song. Alright. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, alright. Maybe I'll see. Sure, I'll be quiet in here for first a little bit. That's not the buttons. That's my buttons. Let's give myself a UI so I can actually do things. Alright. Was thinking of just doing Merchant's Tale run to start. Been a while since I did one of these. So I'll start here. Get myself trying to focus and whatnot. See if I can find the other paths I need to do. Alright, food. Veggie soup. Bingo. Currently, needing to farm a crystal paste for my non-trail relic weapon. I'm a sort of series behind on it, but yeah, let's go straight. Why not? And this is one of the things that can give me some crystal paste. So I figure doing this, doing some of that stuff today, a little bit of grindy things, at least for the first bit, just so I can get myself going, woken up more. We'll see. Oh, you're attacking me. I need to actually pay attention a little bit, but only a little. Dying in here is fine. Oh. I should probably try to do this a little. Come on. Target something. It's weird. I'm supposed to just target the first thing near me. Or in front of me. Yep, there's the drops. Not that I want anybody actually subbing to me right now, but it's there. I'd recommend to other streamers. Unicorn mount, yay. Yes. And okay, just talk. Thieves, the classic antagonist. Travel to Northern Valley, Myrlandah, as insufferable as thieves are, blah blah blah. They often hoard treasure. A priceless riches await. Yeah. Young merchant and his bodyguard set forth into deep valley, and I can't read fast enough. Not that I really need to read it. Burr, burr, burr. Alright. Fireball. Fireball. Frog. Hello, Harvey. Well, if I smell like fish, I should probably go have a bath or something. So, thank you for letting me know. Something like that. Thank you, Simpsons. Anyways. How is it going today and this week and so on and so forth? That is not what I wanted to use, but okay. I think that's just my Ultra Potions. I'm going to take a hit. Yep, those are Ultra Potions. Discovered a game I would have been competitive if I was a lot younger. Yes. I like the thought of being competitive, but there's only so much energy I have for being competitive. Sort of like my speedrunning. Hey, Zero Space. Alright, I do not know of that game. Curious what kind of game it be. Alright, this fight. Ah. Too close. Early access is okay. StarCraft with League elements in it. Alright. This bar, that button, I am not paying it at all. My attention levels are not great. That one. Hitting that one, so I'm over here, and then I sit back here, I throw some ninja knives, throwing knives. Alright. That. Yeah, so StarCraft with League, so RTS. But maybe not so much like the MOBA style thing going on like League. Who knows? Maybe the MOBA birds. MOBA League Dota things. My brain's kind of just rambling. It's fine. Bones. I am going to die. Playing that side. These buttons. I need to be in the middle. The RTS Central on heroes that aren't the only focus. Game is surprisingly fast, like 10 minutes average fast. That's kind of cool. Like, yeah, sometimes the one games it's like, oh, 20-30 minutes. It's just like, no, let's I only have so much time I want to spend on these things. More games sometimes just jump over here. Yeah. That button. Ah, there we go. And here, there, that. You're attacking in front of you. Going, he didn't move. Going that way. Right, from being freaking tired, I'm actually not doing too bad on this fight. At least I haven't died yet, which is a good sign. I know the next fight will, the actual boss fight will, yeah, it'll try my brain, but... And over to Twitch. Ah! Hey, I survived it. Some of them might come from my ever-evolving, upgrading gear that I've been working on, so that's helpful. Yeah, I do that sometimes too. It's just sometimes one of the two streaming platforms is just being kind of just silly on connectivity. I gotta pay attention. These things actually hurt a little bit. And also certain things are like, hey, emotes or something are more available on the Twitch end. And sometimes you just want to emote. Do that. Want to play a turn-based strategy game that was set in a futuristic sci-fi. Age of Wonders Planetfall was the winner, but that game, like its 4th iteration, too deep into customization. Yeah, that is a thing. Sometimes it's just like, oh, there is systems upon systems upon systems, and it's just, it'd be a little much, especially when you're just first trying to figure out how the game works. Alright, which way do I want to go? I have no idea. I will go left. Or whatever I accidentally click. Yeah. Floating rocks. Yeah. I really don't know if there's anything special by coming this way, or that way, or what way. I swear I'm missing something. Can't really go up that way, so. Yeah, something like Heroes of Might and Magic, but set in the future. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Always liked Heroes of Might and Magic. Well, at least back in the day, it would be 1 through 3. I forget which version I do have. I think I have like 6 or something. Might and Magic Heroes 6 or something that I have on Steam. Never really put much time into it though. Oh, wait, you have to go to each of these. That unlocks something, maybe. Ooh. I'm seeing something I missed in the past. Then I have to come over to this one. Power up this rock. Magnetism, the atmosphere shifts. Interesting. So I have no idea what I have just done. Wonderful. Hey, 5-stream streak. Hey, thank you. Thank you for coming in regularly, Harvey. It's appreciated. It's nice having to at least somebody to chat with a little bit. Yeah, well, I know it also gives you something after your work night or whatever to just, hey, you can hang out, chat a little bit too, see how things are going on this end of everything. Not that much happens around relating to me. Though I will say my month of July ended on a literal dumpster fire. Because somebody at my work decided, or a person by my store decided to set the dumpster on fire. That was at like shortly after 10 p.m. Didn't like damage anything other than just the dumpster, but it's still ridiculous when somebody gets denied entry to the store. They get so butthurt they figure, I'm going to set the dumpster on fire. So I didn't have to worry about it. Like, the employee got informed, called 911, fire truck came by, they worked at putting it out. But it's just this morning I'm like, well, I gotta go in, head off the snow and this and stuff. But it's just kind of funny and just stupid. Like, especially since the start of my week last week started with the car I was driving decided to go dead. Oh no, there's no point in pressing charges. Like, yes, oh, arson, whatever. vandalism, and it's like this homeless guy's just gonna be like, oh, you're thrown in jail for like a week, and they're like, I have a place to sleep and food. I'm like, yeah. It's one of those things. What are you gonna do? Get money from a stone? Like, bleed the stone thing? I'm like, yeah, it's really not worthwhile. They have the video and stuff. Well, I have no idea how much time they would get. They'd probably get 2 days for something like that. Because, like, it's a waste of time. Oh, man, sometimes that's a tempting thought, but that is not the publicly, societally accepted way of dealing with stuff. And sometimes society sucks. But society, it's a thing. We live in it. We must have a modicum of compliance with what the majority likes to think. To a point. Depends what they're thinking. You can always be like, no, you are just idiots. I'm just going to do my thing over here. But, no, I'm dying. That's not a good thing. I have chests. Magic prisms. Yay! Alright. Do I even have water? I do have a little. But yeah, like, with this person last night, I might have enough of a picture of them. But, again, this is just a minor inconvenience thing, and, like, nobody was hurt. A dumpster was damaged. Like, the lids were melted a little bit. It's like, yeah, it's not a serious issue. So it's just one of those frustrating, like, really, come on. I get tired of the amount of people that we catch stealing. Well, yeah, you don't need an excuse. It's just, there's consequences to doing those things. But yeah, like, it's just a frustration. And, like, it allowed me, I had to go out this morning anyways, had to run to the grocery store, so I was like, alright, I'll run to work, I'll just get the video and send my email and just be like, yeah, this happened. But we have enough people that clearly, they get so upset and pissed off at us because we caught them stealing. It was our fault for catching them stealing and not them stealing in the first place. Like, I get you need food or something, but stealing the ice cream, that's gonna do you a whole lot of good. A tub of ice cream or something. It's like, at least steal a sub. Something proper food if you're needing food. Alright, let's focus and do this fight. Seen too many instances where the victims get blamed for following normal procedures. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just like, yeah, we're just doing our job. We're just trying to protect the bids, and the people doing the issue are the ones that are like, no, it's your fault for it all. Like, and I've seen it too much victim blaming. Like, a number of years ago, my boss left a backpack in her car, and her car, while she was just running into the store trying to deal with some stuff and like offload a few things, somebody broke and smashed the window and stole the backpack. And the stupid thing is, like, the insurance company as well, you shouldn't have left it visible in your car. I'm like, yeah, well, they shouldn't be stealing and breaking into a car. Like, by that logic of like, oh, it's your fault for making it visible and accessible. I am dying because I'm not healing. It's like you're making it visible and accessible. I'm like, well, all the stuff on the shelves and the store are visible and accessible, and they're just a temptation. So it's not the person stealing's fault. It's our fault for leaving it accessible and them just able to pocket it and go out the door. Like, that's the type of stupid logic they seem to think. Like, yes, there's something on the seat of my car. It's like, no, you don't need to break in and steal it. That's not my fault. Like, yeah, I do try to myself limit too many visible potential things that somebody might think there's valuable, but that's just to avoid headaches. I shouldn't need to. But, yeah, people. I love people, sarcastically. Last time someone told me that I punched them in the face and took their keys on their desk. What jerk? Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, victim blaming is just stupid. Like, yeah, there's sometimes like, okay, if you're actually, as the victim, kind of antagonizing the situation, maybe you're not so much a victim, but it's just a consequence of that type of action. But it really is just like when they're something that really should just be a normal thing, and you're getting blamed for just doing normal things. Yeah. My favorite was me trespassing people from my hotel and the police refusing to remove them when they refused to leave. Yeah, that's just the stupid shit. Like, we've had that where an officer was like, we were like, yeah, we told them not to leave and whatnot, and not to trespass, and we served them a no trespass, and their thing was, well, was it notarized? I'm like, what the fuck? Why do I need to get, like, a freaking no trespass notarized to make it worth anything to have you people remove them from the freaking premises? I'm like, that makes no sense. Like, who the... Yeah, well, I do that all the time. I will verbally be like, yeah, don't trespass, don't come back, as of our province's Newton, or like no trespass or trespass act and stuff, and that's technically enough. But then when we have an officer say, "Oh, the written needs sort of like written and needs to be notarized," I'm like, where are you from? Like that? Like, what use is that for anybody? What the heck is going? Oh, magnetism. Oh, that's going to pull me. Cool. This is new mechanic for me. Oh. I did something. Oh no, I'm gonna die because of that. Jump. Oh man. Alright. This is definitely a new path for this instance. Yeah. Oh no. This is that aspect of streaming where I'm just like, I'm trying to focus, but I'm also trying to chat, and that's fine. I will be, even if I die, it's not a big deal. The nice thing is doing this solo is that, oh, I die, it only inconveniences myself, and that's fine. It's not like I have like, oh no, I need to go this. I need to be here. All right. And I knew this fight was painful-ish fight. Oh, wow, that hit hard. That takes a little bit of focus to do. Alright, there. Tenchi-Jin. Burst damage is this stuff I can do. Sabonasho with a Meisui. Shield, heal. I got no other heals there, that's fine. Do that. Ba-ba-da-boo. That's going to pull me that way. I wonder if I can... I need to freak. Oh, dang it. That was... I don't know how that magnetic thing works. I swear that, like... Okay, that was... He did a knockback. I should be just pulling to that one. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's fun having a new mechanic I haven't experienced, and it's just brain's not braining enough. I think I just need to stand closer to the one that's going to pull me. Alright, that's all good. Yeah, let's do this again. I also have to remember I have potions on my bar, which I can use to keep myself alive. Token in less than a week. I am not used to that like assisted fighting style of Token, but I'm sure I could get used to it. I'll have to mess around a little bit more with it at some point. Perfect beginner fighting game because the auto combos are just as good as the crazy expert combos. Yeah, that's what it sort of seemed like. Alright, this is this. It's going to... Oh, you're going to opposite attract me back that. So you want to... No, opposites attract. So I'm going to get bumped here. he's gonna do things like that, which are very hurtful. And that hit me because I didn't jump out of the way. Alright, so knockback. I don't know. This was a heck of a fight when I've done it in the past. And now I have this other magnetism mechanic that I'm not used to. And I now have to figure the right methods of doing it. Oh, I got 57 minutes on the duty timer. It's fine. I got lots until my gear busts, and then I'm like, okay, now what? No, it's just I have to. I can probably use an ability to not get knocked back. That would probably be helpful. I just have to figure exactly that, like, the magnetism is either going to draw me to a rock or back. It's just trying to manage. I think the one that I'm sort of tethered to, where is this? I need to go here. I have to, like, that time I was getting drawn to it, so I needed to be on the other side. I felt like I don't know what. Oh, his knockback happened after that draw from the rock, I feel. So, I guess if I was far enough away, it would draw me part of the way, and then I would get knocked back the other. So I need to be like, if I'm getting drawn... Alright, that hit me. So if I'm being drawn to it, I need to be like on the opposite side of the map to get drawn to the rock, probably half the map, and then hit by his knockback, and then I need to make sure I run to be behind him, or her, to avoid the big attack, which I avoided previously because I was just running a bit faster, or I'd like a Shikuchi teleport thing to just get past, whereas that last time I didn't bother, which I should. I'll just have to remember to do so. But this brain scratching and figuring out this fight is definitely getting my brain going. Which is good. I need to... it's that side. this. I am going to there, so this should be pushed back. So if I'm here, pushes me that way, and then the knockback is going to push me farther, and I stayed out of there. I Coochie over here, and I am good. Wonderful. I have better understanding. Now, if I can just survive the rest of the fight. I'm sure I got this. Okay, how do we push up to be here? Do that. Thirst is up, so I can use that for some healing. You can use there. Use the potion on that. Do that and that. Perfect quartering. Shit. Let's go to that side. This is a pole, so I want to be over here. Pulls me. I'm up at the center, which is wonderful. Knock me some direction, and I jump over here. Got it. Haha. Complete understanding of the mechanic. Something like that. That is there. And a little closer as you do this. That's Tank Buster. Shield up. Do that. So fine. That's fine at the moment. Yep, this is the good side. This should do it. Yay! Wow. All right. Ooh. Oh, how's that? Clap, 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 clap. And then this is just the same things I'm guessing about. Hey, not quite it. It especially since it's designed so you can specifically come in and solo it, whereas other bosses tend to be it's supposed to be with a group, and so like depending on those, either I'm just so much more powerful and I'm just sort of speed running it through like my like all trials speed run, where it's just like okay, I'm just nuking it down as fast and I don't have to worry about many of the mechanics, or it's a higher one and I'm just using my tank or my warrior and just tanking through this. This one it's actually I have to worry about mechanics. I have to like there's a lot more to it. It is a little bit more exciting in a good way. Alright, so that would be one of my other variants. I'm just going to check my retainers for a sec. No, wrong button. That's those. Yeah, because yeah, a little anxious seeing you take them on, and like as I say, it makes sense. It's something sort of like at the difficulty level, trying to like me, yeah, trying to learn the mechanics, and it's also nice on my end where, as I said, it's like on something that would be at my difficulty level where I'm trying to do this, I would have to generally be in a group, whereas these variant criterion dungeon stuff just lets me go solo in a way to hey, I can learn with it. If I die, it's just on me. I'm not inconveniencing anybody, so that's a wonderful on my own brain. So that would be yeah, I knew that would be that. That's cool. So 4, so I'm missing one, I think, from the first boss, 2 from the water boss, and 1 more from that boss, and then the final once I've done all of it. Cool. I just don't know how to trigger it. I figured that one out for the magnetism. That was 50. Somehow missing that before. I like have to poke around with it. Maybe I'll do another run. Try going to the water boss. But yeah, it's also like a lot of the things, like even at level content, it's now sort of kind of like most of it. It's just big, like an alliance raid, 24 players. Well, I'm just kind of like there. Some of it's kind of like okay, mechanics I have to worry about, but it's not like super crazy or anything a lot of the time. And I got like safety nets. I die, somebody can just res me and whatnot, unless things go really sideways. Alright, let's go. Another round of this, but a different boss. Alright. Did take me a bit of time. Need some more soup. And now to see if I can figure out the unlocking of a different path on this other one. Let us go to the right into the marketplace, yes. Thinking the same thing as Nazca. I want to see what happens if I ignore this, if I can. probably can, so I'm not helping, which is fine, I hope. I got a barrier though. Oh. Can't talk to you. I didn't want to help. I don't want to be helpful. I want to be selfish and do my own thing. But it looks like I have to. Do. Pretty sure none of the decision making is this early, but yeah, no, that barrier is still up. It'll stay still up. So it's obviously once I get into the next zone is when I have to look around for the things I need. This is just a suggestion of what's in the next area to make Myrlandah excited to go over there. And that in. Whee! Alright, let's poke around, see what I can find to trigger something. I'm guessing it's like around the point I have the path split, but all right. Face. Or not. Yes, Elena, I know. You want pets and food. Always food. Wonder if I could like have the bomb explode in a specific spot that does something. That'd be an interesting way of doing a route difference thing. Like, if I did Genie. Almost looks like that. I have to do the Genie fight. Okay. This one isn't too bad, usually. I have a cat on my desk that's going to hit a button. I don't know this version. Things I think about here. Yes. Over here. Fortunately, I generally know this fight well enough. Because you have to fight a version of the Genie going to the left path, but... Ow! The other one must have hit me as well. Huh. Didn't see that right off. I thought it was clear. Oops. Yeah. Well, it just doesn't mean I finished. I just wasted like 5 minutes. It's good. I will just... yeah. It's those funny, those little moments where it's like, what actually did do damage to me? Because I'm not always sure. Just like, clearly clipped by something there. Of course, I'm like, hey, yep, I'll see you in a few. Oh, that's hitting me. I have no grid on the ground. I need my visual markers, apparently. No, I got out of it. Well, that's not good. Oh shoot, over here. Here. Next round has the explosives on the ground, which is back here. Yes. Oh, nope, I'm off. Heal. Hit that button, that's not necessarily good. Yeah, heal. That's fine. Here, should be fine. Alright, clear. Moment of reprieve. Alright, I'll see you in a short while. There we go. Hi, kitten. Yes. Alright, now let's see. What don't I know? Pretty sure there's probably one from both paths. Clearly have to clear these enemies first. Anything. Things to pay attention to. Snacker. Trying to eat everything. Let you kind of wander around, do vocally things. Alright, let us take these out. That goes up there. The giant conch shell. So that was that, which I'm pretty sure I've done before. I have a feeling there might be something more. Can't do anything there. Maybe I do have the ones from this side with using the conch shell. But there's something more once I get up here. Because that one is like one of the obvious. That just goes right to here. Okay, the other one comes around and up. So, feel like we've done that before. Don't think I missed anything else from that, so. Interesting if you had to walk back a little bit. Yeah. Well, this is probably a route I've done before. Alright. I've only done 2, which, like, maybe I did that my first time. It was just so obvious. Hit it. And then I just have to do it without on this side. And then the other side I've just done normally? Oh. I assume it's one straight run through it, one extra thing on it, and that's for both sides. Oh well. That's weird. I see Varen Cure probably killed my fleeting rages. That's where my brain was like, hey, there seems to be something off. See 100% berry thingy. Alright, swimming air. This was her going around. Generally, I think it's explosions. Yeah, explosions. First, to avoid those explosions. Then away from this one to avoid that one exploding. Got it. And that's not so great. Big wave. Big wave is coming from somewhere. I think it's... Oh, yeah, I forgot about that explosion over there. Oh, so that's what happens. That's what... If I didn't hit the conch shell, that Punity wouldn't have shown up and got rid of that, so I'd have to deal with that big wave in a different way. Got it. It's almost tempting to just stop and redo that. But I'm here. I'm at the boss. Might as well get the boss done. And try remembering for next time. I knew there was knockback. I just forgot to line up to avoid the explosion on the other end of the knockback. Yeah, this is the simple thing here. Perfect time to top up the healing and everything. Step to the side. There you go. started over there, so it just straight up. I guess the other corner is also safe. Oh, good. On the right side. But am I far enough away? Did I run near? No, I didn't hit three. That's good. Get you up, sunken treasure. More of this. I get this explosion underneath me. Underneath. Oh, nope. Good. Big wave. You get my damage out. Oh, you're hitting that way. So I have to be on this side. 80 hits. I am safe. Wonderful. Success. Another big wave. Coming from this side. This is a safe spot here. Push me back. And she does this attack. Cool. Aha! Ooh, tank buster. That's not good. Do those. I could do that too, but too late. Alright, we're back to this. Wonderful. I know this gets a little more on the multiple back and forth. That's straightforward. Oh, you're also doing that. And then we got some swimming through the air. Nice. Alright. I'll go to this corner. Oh, no, I'm not in a safe spot. That is hitting. No, it didn't hit. Oh my gosh, I was lucky. Didn't actually pay attention. Just assumed. Assuming is bad. Sunken treasure, and she's doing, oh, okay, doing more fancy things, attacking over there. It's fine, do that. I come here. That attack in, then I got this up. Piercing plunge, I do not know that. Just basic AoE. Oh, that's not great. Sometimes my timings are off for the cooldowns, and I worry. Familiar call. Alright. Right. Here, 2 of the seahorse and 1 back. But she's probably doing an attack herself. Yep. There. 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 And then back to here. Dokori, kunai, yotanai shuru, that, swimming air. This will be a safe corner here. Nice, we Bunshin should give me enough to get through the fight. Yay! Big pearl. But I realize that won't have been any different thing there, which is fine. That would have been one of these. I don't know if it gives any hint about that, but what I just did. But anyways, all right. That was those. It's just a little bit of water. Relax for a sec. Alright, did I actually have that? Yeah, I did. Corvosi potsherds, collect them there. None of this is problematic or a problem. Lots of inventory. That's being that. Do I even have advance unlocked? Maybe. I do. Which is cool, but I think you need a minimum 2 people to do it. Yeah, so that will be another day. Alright. I need to do the third Walk Alliance raid at some point, but that's a bit of a thing. You know what? I am going to just do my... I'm gonna queue up on a leveling roulette just for the moment. We'll see how long that takes to get in, but just a nice calm time depending what roulette I get. No, maybe I shouldn't do that right now. I have other things I can sort of grind and do. Nothing super exciting, but let's go to Warrior. And head off to Occult Crescent. The South Horn, I'm still only there. So technically I could probably go to on my phone while it was AFK. Way! Yeah, thank you. Alright. I gotta just remove this. Can I just put this over here for now? Sure. Alright. This is the field exploration area, Occult Crescent. It is South Horn, which is the little older of the Dawn Trail areas that got released. And you get to have a Phantom job. So currently I'm on Phantom Oracle. This gives you, as you level up, different abilities that you unlock. I don't know, I felt like Oracle just for the heck of it and whatnot. For now, I will be going to something with a res like the Chemist for doing this area. It has its own sort of experience bar, sort of knowledge level, which is its own leveling system. And part of my reason for being here is, is that going on? That's probably going on, yeah. Alright. Just sort of farming some of the fates and stuff, and doing what are called critical encounters, which are just a little more higher end fight, with just all the random people that are here. This is probably almost dead already, but no, we got time. Some of the critical encounters get pretty interesting on the fight mechanics as well. So I just know here I need to farm stuff to get what is an item called Crystal Paste, which is getting some from doing the Merchant's Tale just before. And it's to get your like special relic weapon, which is just, yeah, a weapon chain that the most recent puts it at like some of the top level weapon that you can get. It just gives an alternate line for stronger weapons. I'm like a series of that behind because I just didn't feel like working on it. Yeah, so I have to do critical encounters to get the Crystal Paste, but that's okay. I'm pretty sure that probably actually says that in here. Well, Crescent, well, maybe not. They don't say, but it's just something I can work at grinding a little bit of. As you do fates and stuff, you'll get little treasure coffers that spawn across the map that will have some potentially useful bits of things, or like cosmetics and whatnot. And yeah, there's just stuff, and I'm just here because I don't want to focus on anything else right now. Too much brain power right now. Again, it's kind of a low-risk thing for me to do. Ooh. Not that I think pastel purple has a lot of value, but in fact I can get dyes in here. Alright, that spawned up there. Almost dead, probably. Nope, just started. This is a fight that I will probably die because I'm not paying attention as a mechanic, but mechanic where it petrifies you, and if you take more damage, you're just killed. I'm like, yeah, that's wonderful. Alright, and that's if I get hit one of these orbs. Orbs. I had an idea for a video game while I was showering. It's basically a forest game where your main resource would be action points. Example, you start with 3 action points and 1 leader unit. Making a level 1 unit would cost 1 action point. Researching a level 1 tech would be 1 point, etc. Yes, you are definitely the idea person. Now, if only we knew people that could implement the ideas well. Level your main base would cost its level and points, and upgrading would give you access to level 2 units of tech and extra point. Even to get like just a proof of concept type idea part done, it's just like, yeah. But my programming knowledge is very minimal, and all the stuff things, yeah, offer. Stuff. And of course, right now I'm on my gay haunts. Nice gay looking unicorn. It's great. I had somebody from another community. It was nice. They don't necessarily play Final Fantasy 14, but if you currently give like 3 subscriptions or possibly subscribe to 3 places that are streaming in the Final Fantasy 14 category, you get a code to be able to get the Rainbow Unicorn. And it's like, and they were kind enough to give me the code, mostly because, yeah, life right now, just, I don't have the resources to support people extra. But to level up to, let's say, level 7, it'd have to be tested. My original idea was for level 10 for some late game craziness. Yes. What do we got? Nothing up. Alright, let's hop back. Whee! Alright. Something should spawn in a moment. I was going to check what I can use gold pieces on. This was just cosmetics. It's not it. It's an interesting looking coat. Or then we have Gallant Shepherd Dog. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Some orchestrations. Just some pieces for furnishings. Alright. Battlecraft, we have, a couple soul shards. I need to save up for these. That I guess will come first. I don't need ethereal fixative because I'm not leveling any of my gears, but okay. Samurai, Geomancer, Thief, and Gladiator. Oh. I will eventually have enough. Oh, pots. The common in the game would play like XCOM 2, other turn-based tactics games where terrain would matter, camping behind walls, hiding in shadows, the high ground, Anakin, and choosing which units you want to deploy would matter into the terrain and the randomly generated maps on which you would start. Alright. Guess this one. Oh yeah, pots are further over. Definitely some good sort of concept in there, in my mind. Like, pots are up. I see that. I want to go to pots. And I see a lot of people are probably going, go to pots. Each unit would have upgrades available that would cost action points depending on the level of the upgrade. You get the concept. Yep. I need to hop off the horse, switch to tank mode so I get extra enmity, just in case. Will I get lucky enough for a horse, or an elixir, or a pot? Okay, turn that off now. Ah, too many people. I did not get a pot. And now it's probably too late to jump in on here. Yeah. Timings. Sworn to soil. I can probably get down there. That's that one. Yeah, I can start this. I think I can survive. Incoming other people. Perfect. Oh, and your leader would be of 10 different, and you completely customize how it looks and which starting ability you have. Think of Baldur's Gate 3 level of physical customization over 10 different races, from dinosaurs, space wizards, ninja frogs, battle turtles, etc. Nice. That explodes. These other ones are getting bigger, so they come back over here. I guess some form of human. You're not wrong. People do like just that idea. That way, that's lining up there, so here. Okay. Ten races, people love cats, so they'd be regal cats, dogs would be simple in Anubis and Egyptian space aesthetically. Yeah. I could definitely. Shar Sucker classes insubmersible. Interesting. Yeah, I definitely like get the concept. It would be a whole just figuring out the balance end of getting the action points and whatnot. Don't want to find the right the speed that you get at all, but overall, yeah. Nothing up at the moment. Oh, that's actually a minion. Yeah, cool. Wonder if it sells for anything. Need over there. I need more of the critical encounters. Actually, show one. It'll be the one that everybody just dies, but that's fine. Cat, dog, lizard, humans, elves. Ask around if people would like their traditional Scottish dwarf. Yeah, that starts giving you all the sort of aesthetics for like the classes and stuff, or the whatever group you chose, or how all your. Let's not talk. I could run into that, I guess, but. Feels like it's taking them a while to kill that critical encounter, but I think that's actually normal. Just when you're in it, you don't notice how long it takes to do them. Biotic AI, magical nature. You do something like the undead style race, like aliens, that could be good. Because these games usually, like this sort of fantasy type gaming of that 4X style thing, usually has some form of undead race. And then, like, I like the concept of lizards because people be like, lizard? Oh, it's going to be a dragon style of race? No, dinosaurs, as you sort of mentioned earlier. Or both, yeah. Well, yeah, you get a couple flying ones that are more dragony or something. Alright, that is up there, not really concerned. Just run around, explore stuff. See if I can find any more coffers. Apparently happiness carrots or something like that. Sell for stuff or whatever. I don't know what I'm looking for in that case, but... Yay! Do the... Oh, this is a dead end. Ah. This is just like a room? Ooh, treasure coffer. Looks like it's silver. Something good. Oh, looks like another minion. And a orchestration. I will not argue. Getting stuff. Cross race available, like dragons would work in reptilian magic. Undead, like in Game of Thrones, could possess the ones that they kill to add to their army. Yeah. Alright, so how do we fund this and who do we get to make? Yeah, something like that. I like, it's one of those things like, I have to come in from way up there, do I? Or something. It's like having the ideas, like ga gaming sort of like ideas, and just you want to make them, but yeah, really don't have the knowledge or resources to do so. Well, or it's just too ambitious of a project or something, and it's just like, okay, maybe this wouldn't work so well. Who knows? But I'll get close enough eventually. I probably won't get full credit ever. Critical encounter, where are you? Oh, you're the bee. That is one. Yeah, well, you do have a bit of a track record, don't you? Having the ideas, and then in a few years somebody actually puts it out. I need to run more this way. So maybe we'll get lucky and something like this will be willed into existence. Uh, 6 minutes on my 2 little buffs. Maybe I'll get it done and I'll get my bonus experience. We'll see. Alright, nothing's up. Critical encounter in 30. And so this is one of the critical encounters. Calamity unbound or calamity bound. Big monster guy. This one's not actually that crazy, other than just you need to kill it quick-ish. Where does he throw this? Oh, yeah, great balls of fire. Back here. Explodes there, swing around here. It's the simple version to start. Next time he does that, he does a whole bunch of small explosions. Big flare. I found another 4X I'd like to try, Zephon, but no demo. $50 price tag. Found it from 15 as a Steam account, not Steam key. No one's streaming it. Yeah, it is one of those things. Like, fortunately with Steam, you as long as it's only played it for less, like what, 3 hours or something, you can always refund it. And they're pretty good with that, so it's an option, but. Yeah, I got hit by that. That's fine. Like, I haven't had to do a lot of returns on Steam. I'll keep getting Planetful. I'll go and wait for a Zephon discount. That's fair. Yeah, like, most of the times for me with a Steam return is more that it just... I was looking for, like, games like that or something as well. And... whether I forget if it was exactly like a 4X or something, but just some fine type of game like that, and I need to pay attention for a second. But there was a couple of them I tried that just didn't work, or like it was just essentially load or just crashes or whatever. So that was like the simple, hey, yeah, I'm returning this. I did it like 3 times in a week. Just returns, but they weren't like more expensive or anything. They were like $10 or something. But Steam, I know because of the past issues and legislations and stuff that they had to deal with, they had to actually up their return game. Their return policy is definitely good, so even just trying it and seeing how it is, if it works or not. I jumped into that badly. Home games keeps me alive. Wonderful. Alright. I can't res people, so I'm just going back to the open area. In this world of new Nintendo and Sony, Microsoft is trying to be better. We have Steam. Amazing, beautiful Steam. It needs to do one thing to be perfect. Let us sell our games in their market to other players. That will be amazing. Don't get me wrong. Instead of this whole, oh, your license is only good for you when you can't, like, you can't lend them or anything. Like, I get their family thing has helped a lot, and I get that you can't just like, hey, like, restrict your access to it to let somebody else, you know, use it on your like friends list or whatever, without that just being ridiculously taken advantage of. But, and like, it's funny, like Nintendo is one of those really annoying ones because like they do good when it comes for their gaming and stuff, but their legislative like, hey, we're going to sue everybody for stupidest shit. uh, you should be able to rejoin that one, like rejoin Eve's family account, but it, like without too much issue, I didn't think. I think that was one of the things with the families, like if you leave, you can come back to it within like a year or something, or I forget. I forget exactly. I'd have to reread the family account stuff. So there is potential you could get back onto that. Like, yeah. As I said, it's like it would be nice to like, yeah, be able to have you and Mark onto my family account, and we're all just that family account to just be able to use them. But I get the idea that it's meant to be for your actual family, like those living with you, but as a family account. We need like a friend account type thing. Hey, you have friends, like, hey, you've been friends with them for a while, let's just allow you. But again, I'm sure there would be a whole lot of, and oh yeah, the breaking people's Switch 2 thing from Nintendo. Yeah, that, I don't know what causes that, other than people trying to mess around with the stuff a little too much. Like, I don't know. It's always that thing of like, yeah, if you're doing like modding to things, you are taking a risk, and they might come back and be like, no, don't like this. But we said, in Canada, it would make a law. You buy anything, it's 100%. You can do whatever the frack you want with it, digitally, online, physical, etc. Anything. Yeah, something like that would be kind of nice, that's for sure. Like, all the way companies are going now with the digital stuff of like, no, you're only like licensing that, or purchasing a license to use it. You don't actually own anything with the game. You can't do anything with it or whatnot. I know there is people trying to do stuff with that. Like, I don't know a whole lot about the Stop Killing Games movement thing that's going on, but I know that's more to live service stuff. Of like, hey, you've got this game, you're shutting it down. Well, you need to do something, especially if it's been around for a bit. Game companies would be allowed to have monthly subscriptions, and those would be under their control. Yeah. But like, I know I have like, mobile game market is terrible for that. It's live service thing. It's been your game's been around for like 3-4 years, and then they just shut it down because it hasn't done well enough globally. I'm like, I get that. I'm kind of lucky with like Final Fantasy Brave X. Yes, well, other than the money I gave Square Enix and Gumi for that mobile game, but at least I'll have that. That's coming out as Final Fantasy Resonance in October, which I need to find the $80 or so to purchase. But yeah, I'm planning to play Resonance. I enjoyed Brave Exvius. I enjoyed the start of October. So yeah, it is that month. You don't need to. I appreciate it. I already know where that's going. But yeah, no, I enjoyed Brave Exvius. It was like one of my favorite mobile games until after a few years, like 4 or 5 years in, where it just had the mobile game issues of just like it's becoming systems upon systems and all these other ways to power your characters, because the idea of the mobile game is to make a shit ton of money, and it's just, well, we gotta sell you new characters, and to keep characters relevant, we need to drop money and or make power them up and stuff. So it just started getting a little too much, and it's just the grindy same events every week, and so I was like consistently sort of logging in, but that's all I was doing. I would just log in, get the rewards, log out, and then it just kind of like, and then they shut the game down like last year or whatever, and then announced this year Resonance. I'm like, well, at least that keeps it alive. That was my thought when they were shutting down Brave Exvius globally, that they need to recreate it as some form of just standalone game. And it turns out that was already in the process, like, before they shut it down. Oh yeah, you lose, well, yeah, the mobile game is separate from Resonance. It's, like, Resonance is just using the elements of the story and the characters and stuff, but, like, systems and everything are completely reworked and whatnot. But yeah, and Brave Exvius was in its, like, third story arc. So it's not really something you could just easily transfer over or anything. And plus, it's the problem that is, like, while it is a over here, the Final Fantasy thing that and whatnot, but it's more that it was, like, I don't know if Gumi actually produced the game and, like, developed the game. I think they probably did. I probably have to keep moving and do stuff here. Yes. Punch, 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 punch. So, like, I don't know if Square actually had the ability to just use it. Any multiplayer aspect to it? No. Resonance is just fully standalone single-player thing, which is perfectly fine. It's becoming a Final Fantasy game, and like, the thing is, Brave Exvius had enough, and created enough of a, like, sideline Final Fantasy game that it had been brought into, like, the Final Fantasy card game and other things with the characters. It is popular enough, but yeah, it's just becoming a standalone Final Fantasy game, and I hope it does really well, so that Square can be like, okay, people would be up for HD remakes of high quality this churns, and yeah, to maybe do HD remake stuff of. Well, this is going this way. Oh, I'm dying. No, I'm not fast enough. Do HD remake stuff of some of the other Final Fantasies. Like, yeah, I don't need a full huge remake like what they did with 7 for, like, something like Final Fantasy 6, but a good HD remake using, like, the Octopath engine for it could be really good and something what people would love, and I would say they would. Redo, like, 4, 5, 6 or something in HD, 3D HD or whatever. Pixel Remaster is... I have seen it, like, it looks... Honestly, I look at the Pixel Remaster, a lot of time it just looks, like, weird, because, like, the sprites are a little better, but they're also not... They also feel kind of, like, worse. And some of the other stuff, like, I don't know what would be necessarily involved and to what extent to do, like, a remake, like, type thing. Like, you could go a little bit further instead of just, like, remastering it to, like, expand on it a bit more and do more with it, but we don't need a full overhaul like frickin' Final Fantasy VII was. Like, I don't need a complete changing of the story, but just, yeah, I don't know. It would be nice just so that they see it and be like, okay, some of our sprite-based games, we could do this more with. Heck, even if you decide, you know what, we're going to remake Final Fantasy IX, but we're going to do it as a 2D HD or whatever, like, freaking game. Yeah, I get that. Like, some of the Dragon Quest remakes being nice. It's just like, some of it is just we have that nostalgia factor for the older games when we were younger and had the time and could just invest in the grind and do all that stuff. Nowadays, it's just that grind gets kind of annoying for the things you're getting from it. Like, I look back, I think back on Final Fantasy VI and be like, I really enjoyed that game. I would sort of like to play it again, but I have also tried to emulate it and replay it, but I kind of just drop off because I know the story. I've played it a number of times. I just don't really feel like investing the time into it. Alright, no, not into there. And I agree, it's just some of the tedious, like, I can handle a little bit of the tedious grind and random battles and stuff, but nowadays it's just, that's what kind of just in part makes me drop games. It's just like, I like the battle system at the start, but after playing the battle system for 15 hours, I start being like, no, I just want to get through the story. But the excitement of doing some of the fights is great, and with the battle system, that they're smooth and good battle systems. I am not making it to those pots, am I? That's Stonemarsh. Hi, kitten. Yeah. We're here. Can I make it in time to be of use? Or do anything? Probably not. Oh yeah, Havoc's still up. I got enough time. Get some credit on this. I also think I like Final Fantasy V, of like going back and replaying that. I'm like, yeah, I enjoyed it, but I also spent a lot of time grinding stuff. Nostalgia to relive the story is like, that's great, but I don't want all the tedious headaches of grinding it and playing through it again. I don't know. Do I get a pot? No, I do not get them. Oh yes, I do. Yay, pot. Which way am I going? All magic pot, southwest. That is this way. Into deadly zone of dangers. I can live with that. Whee! Up here. That's a treasure coffer. Southwest still. Took me a while to fall in love with FF14 remakes battle system. However, I am aware that it's not for everyone. Also on the bandwagon that please let me play one character and have the control the rest properly, like, and so many other. Yeah, like it generally is good for, like, in my mind. I just, yeah, like for my, I'm probably in combat, so I can't. I know I just had certain issues where, like, certain characters were good to play in the FF7 Remake's combat system, but other characters were just kind of rough. Northwest, so maybe up here. Can't fight a boss and stay on one character. Yeah, generally not. Like, yeah. West, this way, maybe it's just off the top here. Southwest, so down. Like, for Final Fantasy VII, I enjoyed playing as Aerith, but obviously she's not the best one, especially when it comes to like bosses and stuff, where it's like her little hop step does not really do well for avoiding attacks and stuff. So I would constantly have to northeast. It's in the corner, or do I'm going to have to climb back up there? Southeast. Oh, it's right here. But she has some really good stuff going on, don't get me wrong. It's just her little sidestep avoidance thing where everything just loves to just focus on you. Like, south? Where the frick is this? Southwest? It's like implying that it's up here, but southwest is this way. Can I go here? Northwest. Okay, here. Just going to be west. Yep. That is this way. Up. Here? Oh, game. Northwest. Gotta be just like right here. Unless there's like... Oh, there it is. Frick. Oh, only a bronze. All that and it's a bronze. Stuff. Alright. The trick was to start with her, put down her seals, switch to another character, and run far away from where she is to lure him away from her, then switch to her and unleash hell with her seals. But it's easier said than done. Yeah, and more headache than I want to deal with a lot of time in the fights. It's like I know in Rebirth I was getting a little bit used to using her for doing stuff, like dropping the seals, doing the stuff, because yeah, there are some of her seals, it's just like, her damage output is pretty crazy. But yeah, when they start just focusing on you, it's like, Alright, I think there was another critical encounter up. Alright, it is the bird over here. That is fine. If I have enough time to... Nope, that's not where I need to go. Oh, this commences shortly. I'm probably not making it in time. Or it's just before the timer's even dropping. Oh, no, it's already started. I can go watch. But yeah, a lot of the fights, like, depending on the situation, I do always swap over to, like, Tifa for her quicker attacks and movements and everything. Just a little easier to avoid the problematic attacks and everything. But like, I don't mind action-based games as long as it's not too aggravating. 9 months, give or take, I will have my Sid Vincent combo. I will be complete after that, and it will be nice. I will get the game, I will finish the game, and I'll be like, hey, I am done. And I will never play them again. Something like that. I might go back and retry 7, the remake series, once it's all out and in a couple of years or whatever, but I don't know. Do I have anything hiding over here? Why don't? Alright, that's going on. Nothing else is happening. Almost got my Phantom Oracle leveled. Hate redoing the story, love doing the combat parts, and I was trying new characters. Yeah. Like, and that's the thing, the story is just like, I already know the general gist of the story from OG Final Fantasy VII, so it's like, it was interesting to see where they were going, the different things, the elements they were adding to it. So, but redoing it and playing through that for the story isn't really a high priority or whatnot. So yeah, it would be kind of like redoing it, trying out with different characters or messing with the combat system a little bit, but yeah. And that's where, like, Like, the remake was good for the story because it was like, okay, this is very interesting. Rebirth kind of like was like, all right, so that you have a few extra things you're adding in, like a little bit more Zack and everything. But it's kind of like at this point, I just want to see where it goes. But it's not like it diverged from the story a whole lot more. It just, as I say, there's a few extra bits. I need to, this button, no, that's Doom. Rejuve. Yeah, and that's the thing, it's really, we have a multiverse story, and it's like, okay, how does this relate to the OG, or is it just them messing around and be like, hey, this is a thing, have fun with it. We wanted to mess with it and give a chance, but it's part of it's really going, for me, comes down to, all right, we've got the main story sort of happening, which is the main world, the one where Sephiroth won, and the one where Zack is still alive. Yeah. And that's the thing, it's kind of sort of seeing where they go with stuff. And the main Sephiroth trying to win in all of the three of them, yeah. Like, the base story is like, okay, of the main thing is like, it's pretty similar to what's going on, but then you throw in, oh, there's the whispers and everything coming through, and you have the Zack thing, and it's just like, mostly comes down to my curiosity is, where does Zack's thing come in and make any real difference to anything? Like, or is it just, hey, we're using this as to drive some extra story bits, so to fill out the story a bit more, but I don't know. We'll see. In a year or so, I'll play the game, play Revelations, see what the revelations are. Are the whispers good, bad? Which one are on our side? Which one are on the planet side, Sephiroth side? Yeah. You get that. Well, and even then, it's kind of like, all right, the Black Whispers seem to be on like Sephiroth's side, sort of, but then you get like white ones that are more with the live stream. But which one's actually the side you want? Alright, that critical encounter finished, so the next one should be up in a few. Oh. The cat decided to curl up in my lap, which is good. She's nice and comfy. But yeah, overall, it's just like, I enjoyed it enough for the remake series, but Rebirth, just all the added stuff just bogged it down too much in my mind. Yeah, some people love the open world, go explore, do all the side stuff. Yeah, I'm not 20 anymore, or younger. Still don't understand why they killed the Whisper entity from Midgar. In first one, they are all over the place. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Sort of like towards the final fighting in Midgar, I assume. Yeah. It's also sort of what are the Whispers? How are they trying to? I did finish the first one. I'm just trying to remember all the little bits. Like, it's been a while. Mentally, I had to replay the end because it's like my first time beating it. I beat it, and while the end credits were playing, my cat laid against my power bar and turned off my computer. So I didn't get the save after for the New Game Plus and everything saved. So I had to eventually had to go back and redo the final fights to save, and then go at that point do the interlude with Yuffie. But the... As the world you played the game, the Whispers or the Planet Whispers, they are preventing the story from being sidetracked, going in the original direction so Sephiroth doesn't win. Yeah, I recall that. I don't know. Trying to fix the story where he doesn't win in a memory anymore. Anywhere. Yeah. I don't know. There's a bunch. It's been a while for some of the story to remember all the snippets and whatnot. But yeah, is it like clearly Sephiroth is just trying to exist and win or survive or whatever. Alright, that CE is fine. It's a nice easy one. I get, like, for the story, like, oh, the Whispers attack you, and so you fight back and kill them or whatever, but... yeah. And then you split the paths of everything. Yeah, you're not wrong, right? Or you're not wrong, it's all too Japanese in its convolution. Yeah. They like their big stories and things going on and stuff. And that's going to be the fun thing I get to have with Final Fantasy XIV with the Evercold expansion coming out next year. Because our big 24-person Alliance raid is a crossover with Neon Genesis Evangelion. So that's gonna be a interesting story thing. Because it being the 30th anniversary of Evangelion next year, they are doing big sort of collab and for like our raid series in here. And our normal raids is also going to be a collab, which is 8-person, just bunch of raid stuff, trial, like fights and everything. And that's another collab, because what else is coming out next year? Oh, I would love it if you control an Ava or something like that. Probably won't be that. But we did have a set of trials against like the weapons from Final Fantasy VII. So you're fighting against Emerald, Ruby, Diamond and stuff, where there was one of them where, like, for some of that, you actually do get like a mecha suit. I forget what it was called, but it's essentially you're getting some form of mecha suit, and you fight one of them that way. I'm like, oh, that's nifty. So we have existing suits, so we could have something like an Ava that we fight angels or other things in. It could be a thing. I don't know how that will translate to your actual characters like this, but yeah, the normal raid series just got told what last week for the Berlin Fan Fest that it's our 8-person normal raid series is going to be a Final Fantasy VII crossover, because of course Revelation comes out next year, and so it's like, hey, let's collab and help push all that. I need to pretty sure do nothing on this. Don't take damage. Perfect. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what this Evangelion crossover is, how they're going to do the story, how convoluted this story is going to get. Oh, and if the open world of Rebirth annoyed you, you're going to rage at what Revelation will be. Oh, I understand. I will do exactly what I did for the Rebirth after I had set the game down for so long. I am just going to ignore all the side stuff and just focus on the story. Yeah, go to the story. Because that's what happened. In the first area, I did kind of like do a bunch of the side stuff because I was like, all right, this is new, let's try it out. And then it's like, all right, skip over, or like get through the mountains and onto the Krell side, and then it's just like, or Junin, I think it was Junin first, and then like it did a little bit there, but then it's just like I set the game down after with the Golden Saucer for like months. After that, I was like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna completely focus on the story and get through the story, because that's what I'm here for. See where the story is going, but yeah, all the extra side exploration, I stopped caring about. And that's going to be how I play Revelation. I will get the game, play through the story, and just enjoy it. Yeah. See, the exact fight at the Golden Saucer part was when you fight Barrett versus Dine. Because I did not enjoy playing Barrett. I had trouble on the fight, and I was like, heck with this, I'm setting this game down. And then it took me like a good while to actually get back to the game. Yeah, watch Maximilian do playthrough. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's always the other thing. It was just like, yeah, if I really care and didn't want to actually play it, I could just watch a streamer and watch somebody else play it and get the story. But then I have to also make sure I'm available to actually watch the story when they're when they're streaming and all that stuff, and hope I don't miss stuff. A lot of people hate that fight. I was a Barrett main. Well, if you're used to using Barrett, I can see how that would be good. You'd be fine with the fight. It's just, again, part of it is this, or that sort of same issue I had with Aerith, where it's just his dodge is just a minimal step and jump to the side, like sidestep instead of like a jump or anything. But I did beat it eventually, or when it came back to it. Clearly, but yep, I had him build to ease mode him on hard difficulty. Cool. Oh, that would be the other thing. I did eventually hit the point that I was like, to heck with this, I'm putting this on like easy difficulty for the game. I was just like, no, the fights are dragging on and I am dying to that. Yeah. Oh. Again, it just got to the point I wanted to just get through the game. Which is not a great thing when it comes to the games, because it's like, I should be enjoying the game throughout, but it became more of a chore to just get through it. I think I've also mentioned in the Temple of Ancients, where it's just like, I played Horizon on story mode, I enjoyed the story, and glad I played it once. Yeah, I should probably go back to that and do that at some point. But yeah, I think I've also mentioned, like, I don't know to whom all, but like in the Temple of the Ancients, where it's just like, it's a minor thing, but it was just frustrating when it's like you're going around as Aerith and you're like drawing the life spring energy out of things, and but it's like, okay, I go up to this, I select it, I use it, and it's just like I'm going through like 3 seconds, which isn't a lot, but it's like of animation lock to just do something that you have to do like 20 times. And I'm just like, why? Why? It should just like boop boop. I should be able to start moving away as the sparkles go to me or something. It was just one of those little aggravating things. It's like adding animation lock bloat just to lengthen the game or something like that. I'm It's annoying having these little issues with a game that I should have generally liked, but... Which, again, I generally liked everything, but part of the game where you had to press buttons to advance the story when it could have just been all animated. Things like that. It's just like... It's just adding the little bloat things because, oh, it sounds like a great idea, but why? You're just making things drag on even more for real no reason. You're crawling on the ground in the fire, things like that. Yeah, like I get it's for some dynamic aspects and just immersion and stuff, but it's still just it's annoying because it slows everything down too much. But Done a little bit of this. Yeah, on like a sort of New Game Plus playthrough, just just skip some of that. That would be really useful and nice. Alright, let's hop out of here. I'm just gonna run over here. Hop to the ninja. I think this, like, do I do it like a run of my all trials? But I'm like, eh. No, I was thinking doing my, like, just an my Stormblood all trials run just to see where I'm sitting. But at the same time, I'm like, do I want to focus on that, or do I just keep doing what I'm doing, which lets me be a little more casual, and I can chat with you more. Just go on about this stuff. And that feels like just nicer thing to do. Just like, again, it's just being tired and not really focusing well. I'm just like, yeah, I could just keep doing simple things. That takes a little focus for short times, but if I do my trial thing, going to grab my free food, it's chicken macaroni today, be back in 5:10. Cool. But yeah, my trial speedrun thing is like, well, that's like 35 to 40 minutes or more, depending how bad things go. So I'm like, hey, I'm not focusing. Alright, I did finish Phantom Oracle, so I'm gonna go to Chemist because I want a res of some sort there. Then Occult Potions, I don't know how good those are. It's tempting. I am going to see how bad this goes for me. Ninja! I will buy a few of these. They're expensive. I don't want to use this a lot, but we'll see how it goes. Alright. Got that one. Alright, I need to... Oh, you... Rotate... Use... Bard... Rotate... Use... Back to Chemist... that fate will be done by... Oh, critical... Oh, that was already running. Alright, I can potentially go around for a moment or two, see if I have any coffers lying around. Brain drain it up so I can go over here and do this fate. While I wait for the next CE. Oh, that's going already. Haha. Alright. Yeah, this is the serpent, I think. Yes. Whew, that hurt. That's my only problem I worry about. And being ninja, I don't have a whole lot of healing. knowledge leveled, and my chemist leveled. Wow. What? How much did I do? Oh, I see what happened. I completed a challenge log. Nice. That gives me a nice boost there. What was ether? Why would I want freaking mana? You delicate balance down there. Oh, where is this? Oh, it's that one. Alright, let's just back to the base camp. It's gonna be like the same timing as pods. Probably. Again. As much as I want pots, I think I will focus the CE. Can't tell how much crystal paste I'm at. That is stacked here somewhere. 108. The 200 I need. I am gonna die. Uh-oh. I have a kitty. She's one that does like to fly on my keyboard. So let's set my keyboard down. Hi! Yes, if you move, I can put my keyboard down here. Yeah. You want attention, kitty, I know. Paw, paw. Oh, 3 enlightened gold pieces from that. What? That makes no sense. Why would you give me gold pieces on that? Brr. Brr. Maybe it does. It's been a while since I even just killed random mobs. But that also takes them even on a level 3. Hi, kitten. Do you want some? Hey, come on, hop up. No. All right, I'll lean down. Oh, belly rubs. All right. Now I'll find out how much Occult Potion actually heals for. 4.5 or 4-second recast. That's not terrible. But they're expensive, so I don't want to use them a whole lot. And I don't really know this fight. You're going right in front of me when I'm doing this. This is what happens. Yes, kitten. Your timing is amazing as always. Sorry about that. Loud crackle. kitten bump my... Yes, kittens. Kitty, you need to slide out of my way, please. I can't see what's going on. Oh, no, that hits here. Oh, that hurts. Use the potion. Oh, wrong button. Use the potion. Another streamer I'm watching is playing the remake of EverQuest. I'm gonna check him out while lurking here on and off. Sounds good. I'm dying. Oh, I'm dead. I don't think I can do freaking ninja, though. While I have potions. Oh, come on. I will do this. Alright, we get up. Have to use a potion. Yeah, if I'm using 2 or 3 potions per critical encounter, that is not good. Oh, kitten! Stop being in front of my monitor! I knew you! Ah, frick. Yes! Yes! Just... Yes, I can. Can I see my challenge logs? Yes, I can. Field operations. So, equal to or higher than your own for stuff. What else? Critical encounters. 2 more, and I get a bunch. Alright, so, what's this one? Experience chain. Yeah, I can't do ninja. Like, this is supposed to also reduce my damage taken. Jeez. Back and forth she goes. I'm almost dead again. Alright, yeah, no. Can't do ninja. Dad's dying. However, I think based off of this, do you know higher than yours? So I can just go. I have to go find some level 20s. That's fine though. And 1 more CE gets me a bunch. I need to hit level 3. Level 20s were, I think, down here. Stone Marsh. Then I go up this a little bit. I need to hit 20s or better. 19s. No. I don't know how long it'll take me to kill anything either, but just be 20s on here, please. Please. No. Oh wait, no, you just spawned. That's fine. All right. Beep, beep, beep. Start this. People will show up eventually. It's everybody. Those are big ones. That's going to explode big there. Oh, that one exploded big there too. Oops. Right. What are you over here? 19s. You're 26. That is way too high. I guess, though, I could try and see how well I can take one of these things. There's the C. No, it's that one. Alright. Yes, I'll go do the C first. That will give me my experience for that one. Alright, I've looked at a few things. So I want to see if they sell for anything first. I don't think so, but maybe the minions. Oh, better like that. Nope. Alright. Oh, notes. That doesn't matter. I call potions. No, those aren't terrible. Those are more tackles. Things, gloves, bandanas. Alright. Random gear. Bum 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 bum. Ba-da bum bum bum. Yes, miss. Alright. See if I remember this fight. Probably not. I think I remember some of the things to watch for. Yeah, it is staying close. Then I have to go solve beats. That's good. Shift out over here, sure. Oh, no, whatever. Right. So, number 2 line first, and out. And back in. The new EverQuest is just the release of the whole game with some tweaks. I'll pass. Yeah, okay. Worth checking at least somebody out that's playing it, definitely. But it would all depend on exactly what they did. But if it's just a remake, yeah. If you're not updating the graphics, at least, like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, the highest end graphic upgrade, but I need to go all the way out. But yeah, and just upgrading it a little bit, sure, would be nice. No. Oh yeah, it had to be out. I would have to update. I didn't play it then. Yeah, I never. My first. No, I guess my first MMO. Where am I going? Here first, then over here. I guess my first MMO would have actually been Ultima Online. But yeah, my first sort of like 3D style MMO would have been Warcraft. I never got into EverQuest or Asheron's Call or anything before then. If we don't count Muds and Mush, well, yes. There was some other online stuff I played in, like Muds and stuff, but yeah. So the more modern concept of MMO, yeah. Ultima Online. I didn't even play it much, but I was in the beta, and so, but my, at the time, internet or computer, I think, wasn't really hitting the minimum requirements. So it's funny when people are just running past me faster, because it's just my computer's being slower to render and do everything. I had a big Asheron Call community at the game store I hung out at the time. Yeah, and that would always be the thing. And like, when it comes to any of this, it would be nice to have just the other people to enjoy the game with. And that's without having to try, like, especially now for me, it's just like, I have a few people that play Final Fantasy 14. I am sort of like getting into a bit of a like community from another streamer in sort of them and stuff. And so like last night I joined them on doing one of the Dawn Trail Alliance raids, which was just, it was fun just to do, just and whatnot. But beyond that, like without that, it's just a one friend here that I'm like play once in a while with. Otherwise, it's just me finding things to do myself, which honestly 14's been nice because there's been a number of things for me to just well, it took me a while to find it and decide on, hey, some of the things I was doing, which the sort of speedrunning thing is one of that big thing. It's helped me get into doing more content and stuff. It's also been nice that the community of just in general Final Fantasy 14 isn't so visibly toxic as some of the other ones, because there's a lot more leeway in these dungeons and fights and stuff. Whereas like Warcraft gave PTSD for just how freaking ridiculous some people get when it's just things aren't going right. They just blow up at you. And while you get the odd person in 14 that kind of gets upset, will just kick people or leave the party or whatever, it's definitely not as bad. But as I say, one of the big things is that you can res as many times as you want in most of these fights, except the hardest content difficulty, where there's, I think, a cap on some of it. And even then on that stuff, it's like you die twice, like have a couple deaths, and now you're not beating the DPS timers, essentially. The damage, bad. I just miss having. Well, I didn't even really have big groups of people I knew personally to be MMO playing, but it's also always the. I was lucky found a guild day one, and it was a pleasant guild for Warcraft. And that's the thing. I've in Warcraft like had a couple friends that played initially, and then I tried being in a couple guilds, but then it's always, no matter what guild I've been in, after some amount of time, there's some form of drama that goes on, and then the guild implodes, and that's it. I'm like, on to the next one, and hope for better, and stuff. I don't know. But I'm also not a really social person myself anyways, to begin with. So, like, being more introverted, it's just like, yeah, I'm not trying to connect and make all these close friends or anything like some people manage to do with MMOs. I'm there to sort of play the game, try to enjoy things for myself. Never went through toxicity, and I still remember 0405 is in my top 10 favorite games. I definitely enjoyed Warcraft back then. Through classic, like vanilla Warcraft, through hi kidding, your butt's in my way again. Playing through that, playing through Burning Crusade, playing through Wrath of the Lich King. After that is when I definitely started dropping off more. So, like Cataclysm, I generally enjoyed. Got to level 16, quit. Yeah. Okay, this is this fight. Haven't done it for a while. But like the sort of vanilla WoW, I enjoyed, even though it was a lot slower paced, taking the time. It took me like a year to get to level 60. And it was like, and you know what? That was fine. I enjoyed that. Burning Crusade came out. I definitely switched class. Definitely enjoyed playing through like Burning Crusade a fair bit. But like when I hit endgame content, there was some of it that I was able to get in some guilds. That's when I was touching on some guild stuff a bit more, and it was I enjoyed being able to get some of that content. Wrath of Lich King, I like playing through. Was in a guild for a bunch of in-game content, that guild lasted long enough, and I got through it. Beat the Lich King at the end. It was wonderful. And then drama happened, everything exploded. But when I hit Cataclysm, I played through it. I enjoyed having the sort done world for like leveling new characters and stuff. So I tried a bunch of alts. but I didn't at that point I started dropping off on even doing any basic dungeons in the end game. I was in PvP realm and we had a mini war outside that marsh swamp area you get when you leave the night elf. Nice. It was amazing. Like there was 50 plus people just fighting each other. Yeah, I could never get into the PvP realms. Like even on a PvE realm where you if you go by one of the opposite factions and towns and you can get flag PvP or could get flag PvP back then easily just by the like a guard attacking you or something. So just that happened, and I'm running, and then all of a sudden I'm just ganked and I'm dead. I'm like, well, that's wonderful. I just always hated the when I'm trying to mind my own business, do some of the story and whatnot, and then somebody just comes along and goes, nope, you're not gonna have a good time right now. I'm like, yeah. But PvP in proper controlled settings, I did enjoy a bit. It's just the overworld PvP. But of course, you get to choose if you're on a PvP, PvE, so if you like PvP and dealing with that, you have the option, and that's perfect. This doing things, and pick this way. 3, 2, 1, explode. Oh. Remember, Guild was questing and Ren Torn appeared in our area. Mind you, we were PvP and he started dancing. We were debating if we should attack him. We did. It was amazing. Exactly. It's nice when you just stuff like that, where it's like you have the choice, and like they're just having fun, and it's like they're not messing with the other people, and you know what? That's perfect. You just let them do their thing. That's not good. We run over here. I guess I'm running over here. Oh, I see that works. I remember if I was going to go buy Final Fantasy 11 or WoW, and a friend told me to get WoW. Read reviews online and said, play in the PvP realm and join a guild. They were right. That's fair. And don't get me wrong, like, overall, depending on what you're looking for, I would have definitely been like, yeah, let's just get through this. Warcraft over 11, I could definitely see as being a good choice, especially depending how you are as a player, because 11 definitely has even more grindiness and stuff from what I know. Yeah, well, and that was one of the things, like, 11 was definitely a Asian MMO style thing, has the EXP penalty on dying and a bunch of things like that, whereas Warcraft, they just, you know what, your death penalty? Running back to your corpse. Perfect. I'm like, so it was definitely a better experience on that end, instead of some of the terrible EXP deaths and other ridiculous things. Combat was more fun for me. Yeah, I never actually tried 11, so I am going to take a lot of damage here, aren't I? Well, fortunately, I have potions. That hits there. That explodes those ones. Well, I have heals as a tank. But I do also remember Final Fantasy XIV, its original version, like 1.0 version, which I was able to get into the beta of that one and experience the way too many polygons in a pot thing, just draining back your computer resources. But that was definitely a hugely different experience than what 14 is now, because it was a lot more of the grindy things, a lot more like, it was like gathering had like almost mini game aspects to it, and it was like, wow. So I kind of held off on that, kind of regret, but I also didn't have a system that could run it well. I told myself I am making 100% making a dual-wield Night Elf rogue because the Night Elf had the hide and shadow race ability, and then I learned the rogue also had it as a class ability, but Night Elves also had +1 dodge. Yeah. Honestly, like, my favorite time of playing Warcraft would have been Burning Crusade. Like, I definitely enjoyed Wrath for doing the endgame content because I had groups, but playing Burning Crusade, it was great because just before leading into it, I leveled a Night Elf Druid, and it was stuff like that where it's like, oh, I have the Night Elf Shadow Meld, I also have my Druid Sneak, I also have, like, it was at that time a lot of the shape-shifting through forms, and I could take on world enemies as long as I could stun them that were definitely stronger than I am, and sneak up, stun them, whatnot, and everything. And then it was fun because, like, doing Wrath of the Lich King, I think it was, yeah, it would have been Wrath, that I was playing as my druid in that. I think at that time I was like doing healing or something, but there was times when we're like, ah, shit, everything's going sideways, we're wiping. I'm just like, alright, I run back over to this wall, shadow meld, everybody dies, I'm out of combat. I'm like, perfect, now res everybody. And it's just, yeah, I just so much enjoyed playing that character, just from all the things like that. And then all the changes happen, and everything gets weird, and then, like, Mists of Pandaria, I just, like, I'm done. I've tried a couple times getting back into Warcraft, and it's just, like, the combat just wasn't feeling good and whatnot. When Dragon Song came out, though, like, they had done their revamps again, and it was like, I am enjoying playing my druid again. Mind you, I did the first 2 areas, went away for Christmas to visit family for like a week, came back and was like, I don't feel like playing this anymore. Wasn't so exciting and whatnot. Like, I know a previous time I was trying to level up and stuff to join for Shadowlands, and it was just boring playing the class because it's like I was generally like sitting in bear form and just like slowly killing things. There's not a whole lot of enjoyment. One of the contestants gets the question. Fun fact, Leo Jenkins was the answer in Jeopardy. Yeah, I remember hearing that, but I forgot that no one gets the question. Yeah. Alright, this next CE is that one. Hinky Pink. Hinky Punk or whatever. Here. I love when you get the gaming pop culture stuff, get into things like Jeopardy or whatever. It's such a great feeling. Alright. Reminiscing of stuff. Greatest quiz show of all time. At one point I was watching it every day to say what I would do. Yeah. Jeopardy was good. Because I was terrible at it. But you learn things. and that stuff reminds me of back in the day on my old 386 PC. And having like versions of Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy on computer, and they were like the best versions, especially like the Jeopardy. And anyways. Because I know my brother and I had gotten back then, but a newer version of Jeopardy, and it was a lot more nitpicky on your spellings and everything. I'm just like, really? But, yeah. Again, this nostalgia of the mid-90s gaming. And then thinking of going back and replaying some of those games emulated, like, whether like SNES games or whatever, and then being like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I have way too many games now that are new that I have not fully experienced, and I'm just like, I should try doing those first. Accessibility to gaming the games is actually kind of scary and problematic. Oh, Steam sale. Well, there's 5 more games for my backlog. Wonderful. And then I don't touch them for like months. Oh well. Alright, keep on. There are formative years we could play and try everything available to us. Yeah. Sure, I didn't have the money or stuff back then as much, but that was what parents were for. Something like that. Or saving my allowance for, but push back, cross, push, in close. Cross, push, and then close. Oh, you're over here again. Back then, a lot of our games were pirated, like 99% of them. Yeah, something like that. Except that, yeah. I didn't actually have, well, at that point wasn't pirating on most of them. It was definitely the end of the 90s, start of 2000s that sailing the 7 seas to get my gaming a lot of the time. Mostly because the internet speeds were, for the early mid-90s, not the greatest, but there was still some stuff. And also it's hard to pirate the console games, but back then. But that's what Blockbuster was for. Go rent the game for a few days or whatever. Blockbuster. I was not paying attention to any of this. I will just follow the group. Cross, I guess. Yep. Close. And move. And people are going everywhere. Cross. Oh, nice. Got hit. Close. Oh. I guess not back in. Cross. Games Pod. Beholder 1, 2, and 3, World of Zine, Space Quest 2 and 4, Ultima 7 Part 2, Commodore 64 version of Face Off Hockey, Champions of Kryn, and that's all I remember. Yeah, I had the Kryn series, so I had Champions Kryn, Death Knight of Kryn, and Dark Queen of Kryn. The Quest for Glory series, because yes. Space Quest, I don't know how much of Space Quest I had actually purchased. I think I got one of them. World of Zine, definitely. Yeah. Fairy Tale, that was one. Yeah. Again, back then, they were all good. Get the PC version of the Kryn trilogy, yeah. It's funny because, like, I was definitely more into Dragonlance back then than Forgotten Realms, and like I knew you had the Curse of Zerbons and the Forgotten Realms ones back then. For some reason, no, it probably came more because I got into Dragonlance novels more than the Forgotten Realms one back then. I've read a bunch of the Forgotten Realms ones now, but yeah, I just liked Dragonlance for some reason. And I did enjoy those games. Nostalgia. Those TSR Gold Box games is something I would love to see some form of like good 2D HD remake style or something of like that sort of same turn-based combats and make nice looking worlds to walk through of the similar mechanics. But that would be wonderful. But that will never happen. Yeah, that's true. Everybody liked the dual-wielding Dark Elf. But yeah, it's probably just some of those more memorable characters to a point, but overall, yeah. And then, of course, over time, that just snowballs. That Forgotten Realms becomes more popular, just so that it gets more, whether it's in the actual pen and paper versions or whatnot, and it becomes the main one, which isn't necessarily terrible, but alright, let's go over it. Look, I generally enjoyed the stories of Forgotten Realms as well. But yeah, it did definitely just its popularity won out, and so you then get the Baldur's Gate games that definitely drive that. As that next generation of everything. I think Dragonlance said is everything was that the story from the books, like Lord of the Rings. Too many are afraid to go outside the world from the books. Yeah, generally. Like, in a number of the games and stuff, like, yeah, you had the Kryn series that kind of follows that in that war, like, you're separate from the main stuff, but beyond that, like, there wasn't really as much that was, yeah, I'm pretty sure there was War of the Dragons sort of series and stuff, but yeah, Harper's, Elminster, Drizzt, others, yeah, there was just almost a more expansive world lore and stuff in Forgotten Realms that you could draw upon that wasn't necessarily linked to those main characters. Whereas Dragonlance was definitely, yeah, it was a very main character focus on all its world and everything. Even with all the extra side novels and everything, it just... Oh well. It's fine. I enjoy a lot of the D&D related stuff. Like even playing the Dark Sun games. Those were definitely a little more had their more interesting mechanics. Many games and shows were you playing and watching them? That main group from the yeah, that is one of those definite issues. Which, as you mentioned a little bit, it was like Lord of the Rings. It's like everything Lord of the Rings is generally you're just mostly following the Lord of the Rings story and in some way. Just nice if some stories in that world, but completely separate from. And I guess you need to be careful of some of it, so you don't mess with lore stuff. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, Star Wars for like a lot of the gaming stuff. It's like, well, it's all got to be around this specific time, and if it's not, well. At least BioWare, when they did Knights of the Old Republic, it was nice because it's before all that, and or something. But it's like, oh, like with their stuff, they're like, well, we'll go like 100 or 200 years prior to this. I'm like, but that's when everything's kind of in its normal state and things going on, and I'm taking damage. Oh, I avoided that. Cool. That's where it's going this way. It's falling. Explode there. There. Explode. Still gonna get by that one. Alright. But even then, with like Star Wars, you really only have the stuff that happens at the main story, and then the Old Republic stuff. Like, they're not trying to find anything beyond. If I were to make a new Star Wars trilogy, 100% I'm showing the story of Magna Ragnos. My brain's blanking on who that is, but yes. There's also the fact that it's like, you could have stories in Star Wars that were like, that happened as at the time of the main series that are just not as connected, but because it's a freaking galaxy, there's lots of places to have stuff. Story. Giant Sith Lord from the Old Republic who discovered the dark side ability for their immortality. Ah. Ouch. I guess one of the biggest problems with like doing something in the main story time of Star Wars, of the trilogies, is just like, oh, people want the space wizards, need the Jedi, but there isn't many or whatever. They're all in hiding if there's any left. Jedi Academy story is still Sith clan trying to revive him. Okay. See, like, I don't follow enough of the games and stuff. I know some, but yeah. Alright, this fades. Somehow I just avoided all that. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah. I'm amazing sometimes. By fluke. Played Jedi Academy so much. Best Star Wars game for my money. It came after the movies, but it was canon. Yep. Like, sometimes they just hit things just right, and it works. And then sometimes they try to milk things too much, and it just flops. It's the problem on big IPs like that. Yeah. Part of it comes down to, are they willing to take enough of a risk on the story and get away from the main canon stuff? Well, in that case, being able to be at a point that you can tie it in with canon and it gets accepted as. So no, they didn't mention Kyle Katarn at all in the sequels. Yeah. And that's always the thing. It's just like, dude, Jedi Outcast Academy laid the ground for you. Yeah, like, that's the other thing of them just not taking advantage of some of the stuff that has groundwork laid for other things. But no, we don't want anything from the extended universe or anything milked into this, or we need our own stories. Right. Was that? Hey, level 20s. That's exactly what I want. Alright, so I can kill these relatively safely. That is good to know. About a minute to kill each. TV show would have been Stars, Jedi Academy, and the episode would have been every mission in the game as episodes. Yeah. Yeah, like, there are missed opportunities, and then they come up with some of these other crazy storylines, and I'm just like, okay. And it was probably some higher up at Disney/Star Wars that were like, no, we can't, we need original content completely and nothing, or something like that. But at the same time, you have like some very good groundwork, as you said, created that is just like, you could use this. You save yourself some hassles and stuff. I guess I'm not getting a chain from this. That's sad. Oh yeah, I think they have to be like one higher than me to chain. Right, I'll have to see if I can find level 21. But I also think I might pack it in for today in a moment once I kill this thing. good. Oh, like usual, I appreciate you coming in, Harvey. What are you streaming today? That is a good question. I don't, like, I have a hard time decide, like, I have enjoyed that it's like having Final Fantasy here where I'm just doing some either speedrun or just things like this, and it's just like, oh, great. I got my Saturday straightforward. It's not necessary. I can adjust for how my brain is working. Oh, and a game, this was time well spent off on my, yeah. I always have those days where I'm like, maybe I'm gonna try streaming this evening and like do something like this game or that, and then it just never does. Mind you, this morning I was definitely on the like brain being like, no, I don't know if I really want to stream today, and blah, just tired and worn out and stressed and all sorts of fun stuff. But I figure that again, the hardest part of streaming is hitting that go live button. Get myself on and going, and it was a good morning being on here. Yeah. Movies were in English. I drive to Chicoutimi and watch Odyssey and the new Spider-Man, Holland and Zendaya galore. Yeah. But yeah, where you are, yeah, being in French would be different. That's for sure. Zendaya. Okay. I don't know. I've never really paid attention to pronunciations of certain people's names. And also I have a tendency to like put certain style of accent on a lot of names because that's just what my brain does now. Because a lot of languages it's like the A is the ah held sound or oh. Zendaya, but I've been corrected so much, now I'm brainwashed. Yeah, that's fine. It's understandable. But then you get like Titus or Titus. I'm like, oh, it doesn't really matter, people. He's not a real person. And that's one I go interchangeably. It's one I go interchangeably on. Sort of like, honestly, Aerith and Eris. Like, sometimes they'll say one, sometimes the other. And Titus is one of the ones, like, it's just how I said it when I played 10 and everything. And then it's like, oh, it's Titus. I'm like, I guess with the proper original Japanese pronunciation to it, it would be more like Titus. But, I go, as I say, that's one I go back and forth on. But, yes, but they're the ones that create a lot of the stuff you like. Yeah. Anyways, again, been a good morning. I have buttons here. Yeah, that, and I'm slowly working on some artwork for my end screen. Yeah, but they're going to stick to Titus because they have now in games said Titus. I'm like, I guess, but whatever. I'm sure there's other names. And as I said, Aerith or Eris. I'm like, well, yeah. I'll just like let that last comment. Yeah. Anyways, again, appreciate you hanging out. Well, technically, I get where you're coming from. I'm just ignoring. But the thing is, my YouTube VOD kind of exists, so, and is there. So I'm like, yeah. Mind you, at the moment, I don't have my chat showing on the YouTube VOD. So, and that's not going to be saved anywhere. So, yeah. I just don't have to read the comment. Yeah, that's fair. as I said, it's not like there's other people in the chat, and at the point that you actually posted that, I'm like, oh, I was on my end screen. It doesn't have the chat, so it wouldn't be saved anywhere on the YouTube VOD. So either way, anyways, you have a good week. I'll talk. Well, I might get around pop into your stream later or whatever if I notice it on and whatever. So have a good day, Harvey, and anybody else that comes in and watches this VOD or stream if that happens. Not particularly. I know later today I'm going out for some friends for like dinner and stuff and then whatnot, so I don't know when you'll be on and if I will be actually available at the time, so play what you feel like playing. Yeah, that's fair. And then I'll try the demo a bit more and see if I can get at least used to a character or two or something, and then maybe I can play against you. So, anyways, again, have a good day. No, I'm not joking. I'm willing to try playing against, joining you against it. I don't know how good I'm going to be. I'm a good button masher to a point. I might learn it the systems a bit. No, not the game. Oh, well. Whatever. My brain is slipping. It's good. Play what I... Well, it depends. Is it within Twitch guidelines to be able to stream it? Yeah. Sometimes choice paralysis is a thing. As I said, me just being like, all right, Saturday mornings, I got my Final Fantasy 14. It keeps it nice and simple. It gets me on once a week streaming. It's building a habit to a point. So I don't know what your options are for gaming. So, yeah. Visions of Mana, Plan of Fallen, every other video game similar to those. What have you been thinking of Visions of Mana? Like, it's one, I love Mana games, but at the same time, I just keep not getting them. Oh, I'm sure I would. Well, if you do some Visions of Mana, I will try to get in on and watch you play some, but I have no guarantees of that. No. Alright. So, I might talk to you later then. Alright. Bye-bye. Have a good day.